Previously on the last Aurimel.
Garrik's path led him to Riften, where whispers of an old scholar hiding in the shadows guided him into the city's underbelly. The Ratway, dank, lawless, and teeming with those who thrived in the dark. In the depths of the Ragged Flagon, the Thieves' Guild's den, he pried free the truth, a name, a location. But the enemy had been listening. Steel clashed, blades flashing in the dim torchlight. Through blood and shadows, they pressed deeper into the Ratway, where at last Esbern was found, a relic of an older war, hiding behind a rusted door. Skeptical, fearful, but not without hope, he listened. He understood. Together, they returned to Riverwood, where a plan took shape. The path forward was clear. Karthspire and the ruins of Alduin's Wall, where the past might yet reveal the key to defeating the World Eater. The road stretched ahead, bathed in the hopeful glow of morning. Skyrim trembled beneath the weight of prophecy, dragons, war, the echoes of forgotten gods. But for now, there was only the steady rhythm of hooves, the brief illusion of peace. There are those who seek power, and those who have it thrust upon them. But power alone is nothing. It is the hand that wields it, the purpose that shapes it, that defines its worth. The Aurimel understood this. To wield power was to bear responsibility. Strength without wisdom, might without principle. These things did not shape kings, only tyrants. Their legacy was not one of conquest, but of balance, of knowing when to raise the sword and when to stay the hand. The road stretched on, the last light of day sinking behind the mountains, casting the world in deepening shades of amber and shadow. In the dimming light, the ruins ahead seemed to rise from the earth like broken teeth, jagged and waiting. Power festered unchecked, compromised by corruption. Garrik did not yet know it, but this journey would test more than his strength.
Finish it.
new hand touches the beacon. Listen, hear me and obey. A foul darkness has seeped into my temple. A darkness that you will destroy. Return my beacon to Mount Kilcreath, and I will make you the instrument of my cleansing light.
The statue, imbued with an otherworldly presence, spoke of light and darkness, a comforting contrast. Lately, mystery and shadows had ruled his fate. A chance to purge darkness with light was welcomed. This beacon, this presence, it bore all the marks of a Daedric prince, a force the Aurimel had once shunned. The corruption ahead was not just superstition or legend. It was real, festering like an open wound upon the land. Hesitation was a luxury afforded to those untouched by war. Garrik was not among them. The beacon pulsed in his hand, its demand clear, but it was not divine will that steeled his resolve. The temple would be cleansed, not for gods, not for glory, but because he willed it so. Darkness had taken root here, and whatever force awaited within, it would break beneath his blade.
Restore to me my beacon, that I might guide you toward your destiny.
This was why the Aurimel walked alone, gods draped in urgency, demanding fealty, a reminder of why his forebears never knelt, nothing but theatrics.
The necromancer Malkaran defiles my shrine with vile corruptions, trapping lost souls left in the wake of this war to do his bidding. I have brought you here, mortal, to be my champion. You will enter my temple, retrieve my artifact, and destroy the defiler.
Throwing me skyward earns no loyalty. The darkness will fall on principle.
But this is my temple, and it responds to my decree. I will send down a ray of light, guide this light through my temple, and its doors will open.
The night stretched endless above, stars scattered like ancient runes across a black canvas, but Garrik had no time to linger. He turned for the entrance, purpose sharp and unwavering. The catacombs of Kilcreath Temple whispered of forgotten ages, where light had long been suffocated by rot and silence. As Garrik navigated the winding halls, each turn revealed more than stone and ruin. They revealed the intentions of those who built them. Long ago, architects had crafted these halls not as obstacles, but as lessons in discipline, foresight, and trust in the process of illumination. The Aurimel would have understood this instinctively. To bring balance, one must first understand. With each turn of the pillar, each beam of light bridged and focused, Garrik saw more than stone and mechanism. He saw discipline, patience, the wisdom of those who shaped this place, echoing through time. The Aurimel revered balance, power, guided by clarity. As the final beam locked into place and brilliance flooded the chamber, Garrik wasted no time. He turned toward the sealed door, fingers steady as he worked the lock. Precise, methodical. The mechanism clicked, ancient bolts sliding free. He grasped the worn wooden lever, its weight heavy in his palm, and pulled. Stone groaned and shifted, the passage to the inner sanctum opening before him. Darkness still lingered. But now, it would face purpose made manifest.
Lydia, with me! Now!
It is done.
Damn it.
Garrik, are you hurt?
Take Dawnbreaker from its pedestal.
Bloody and torn, Garrik approaches Dawnbreaker,
Oh, Garrik, I've never seen anything like it.
and with his last strength, he raised his hands, weaving flame through air, ancient signs older than speech. Then, the world ignited in blinding light. Snow fell in silence, then light broke through. Dawnbreaker chose not a hero, but the last soul forged in light itself, a deserving bearer.
I'm right behind you.
That was too close. Skyrim is unraveling. We can't afford a cheap death when all life hangs within the balance. We return to Dragonia, rearm, then we move on Delphine's lead.
Finally. Maybe I'll get to wear real armor again. Something that doesn't scream decorative hostage.
Next time, speak up before I dress you like an Altmer ambassador.
Let's just hope Dragonia has something that isn't made for skinny elves. I've been one arrow away from early retirement.
And so, Garrik and Lydia set off. Their path had always pointed toward Karthspire, where Skyhaven Temple and the truth of the Dragon War awaited. But the road is never straight, not in a land torn by prophecy and buried gods. A detour through the catacombs of Kilcreath Temple, and now Dragonia, offered strength and steel, yet time moved forward, and with it, the world in peril. Delphine and Esbern would not wait forever, and neither would the end. Among rows of ancient steel, one shield caught his eye, Nordic make, tempered and proud. A worthy match for Dawnbreaker. Lydia's gaze lingered on the witchplate, gleaming metal etched with ancient Nordic runes. Once worn in the Dragon War, it was more than armor. It was legacy, reborn for destiny.
That armor's seen the weight of prophecy before. Seems fitting it finds you now.
Yeah, well, prophecy's never had to hike the Karthspire bluff with me in it.
It will. It has no choice.
Clad in witchplate and armed with purpose, they rode east toward Karthspire, where stone and secret waited. Delphine and Esbern were on foot, but with the speed of horses, they would arrive together, as fate intended. The path to Karthspire narrowed, wind biting harder as they crossed the final bridge. Garrik said nothing, but his eyes had already sensed it. Something stirred. The air was too still, too sharp. It was the kind of silence that only came before blood was spilled. Then, wings. A dragon tore from the sky, its roar cleaving the mountain. Delphine, Esbern, blades drawn, spells flaring, survival instinct ruling all. Garrik needed no signal. He leapt from the saddle, weapon in hand. War had found him. dragon's cry had faded, its soul now part of something older, something enduring. Garrik pressed forward, boots cutting through dirt and blood. Lydia, Delphine, and Esbern trailed close behind, all eyes drawn to the mountain's secret. Skyhaven Temple waited, buried in stone and silence, its answers carved for those bold enough to claim them. They passed into shadow, the stone narrowing like the grip of history itself. Time had worn the steps. At the top, ancient symbols waited, etched in mystery.
These are Akaviri symbols. Here, let's see. You have the symbol for king and warrior, and of course the symbol for dragonborn. That's the one that appears to have a sort of arrow shape pointing downward at the bottom. Given that Skyhaven Temple was sealed against the return of the dragonborn, I will try turning all the pillars to that symbol.
Whatever you did, it worked. Let's see what those old blades left in our way.
Wait!
Why are you stopping?
You should be careful here. See these symbols on the floor?
Esbern's right. Look like pressure plates.
Wait here.
We'll cross once it's safe.
Garrik studied the floor just once, then stepped forward, without pause. Only the Dragonborn sigil bore his weight.
Be careful.
He moved with purpose, never faltering, until the final plate gave way to silence.
Yes. I think we must be close to the entrance.
The path was open. The corridor narrowed, bending like a vein through the mountain's heart. The air grew damper with each step, thick with the scent of moss and cold earth. His boots brushed fallen dust from stairs, worn smooth by centuries. At the bottom, a final threshold before the inner sanctum.
Here's the blood seal, another of the lost Akaviri arts. No doubt triggered by, well, blood. Your blood, Dragonborn.
If blood was the key, at least it was offered, not taken.
It's done it. Look, it's coming to life. You did it. Here's the entrance. After you, Dragonborn. You should have the honor of being the first to set foot in Skyrim Temple.
There's no telling what we might find inside.
The stone face groaned open, its mouth splitting with age, revealing a narrow stair spiraling into shadow. The walls bled silence, swallowing the faint torchlight into runes older than empires.
Fascinating. Original Akaviri bas-reliefs, almost entirely intact.
He had seen this work before. Not here, not now, but long ago, beneath a different sky.
This place was built by Raymond Cyrodiil's Akaviri Dragonguard at the founding of the Second Empire. Since then, it has served the Blades as headquarters, fortress, and sanctuary. We can protect Martin here until you recover the Amulet of Kings.
Amazing. You can see how the Akaviri craftsmen were beginning to embrace the more flowing Nordic style.
We're here for Alduin's wall, right, Esbern?
Yes, of course. We'll have more time to look around later, I suppose. Let's see what's up ahead.
As the chamber widened, the carvings emerged. Dragons unfurling across the wall in silent procession, their stories etched in time-worn, unrelenting stone.
Shaw's bones, here it is. Alduin's wall, so well preserved. I've never seen a finer example of early Second-era Akaviri sculpture and relief. Look, here is Alduin. This panel goes back to the beginning of time, when Alduin and the dragon cult ruled over Skyrim. Here, the humans rebelled against their dragon overlords, the legendary Dragon War. Alduin's defeat is the centerpiece of the wall.
The weight in Esbern's voice mirrored one Garrik knew well. from a time when another blade first handed him the burden of fate.
The Amulet of Kings is the key to everything now. Once we have it back, Martin can use it to light the dragonfires in the Temple of the One, and reseal the barriers between Oblivion and our world. May Talos guide you.
So does it show how they defeated him? Isn't that why we're here?
Patience, my dear. The Akaviri were not a straightforward people. Everything is couched in allegory and mythic symbolism. Yes. This here, coming from the mouths of the Nord heroes, this is the Akaviri symbol for shout. But there's no way to know what shout is meant.
You mean they used a shout to defeat Alduin? You're sure?
Oh yes, presumably something rather specific to dragons, or even Alduin himself. Remember, this is where they recorded all they knew of Alduin and his turn.
So we're looking for a shout then. Damn it. You ever heard of such a thing? A shout that can knock a dragon out of the sky?
If that kind of power exists, the Greybeards might help make sense of it. As for this place, it's pulling memories I never meant to revisit.
You're probably right. I was hoping to avoid having to involve them in this, but it seems we have no choice.
They didn't ask for this war, but trust me when I say they understand its cost. Like the Blades once did. I'll speak with them.
Right. Good thing they've already let you into their little cult. Not likely they'd help Esbern or me if we came calling. We'll look around Skyhaven Temple and see what else the old Blades might have left for us. It's a better hideout than I could have hoped for. Talos guard you.
Here, in the third panel, the prophecy which brought the Akaviri to Tamriel in the first place, in search of the Dragonborn. Here are the Akaviri, the Blades. You see their distinctive longswords. Now they kneel, their ancient mission fulfilled, as the last Dragonborn contends with Alduin at the end of time. Are you paying attention, Delphine? You might learn something of our own history.
Still here.
The Blades look backward, the Greybeards upward. We will see for ourselves where the truth lies. We return to High Hrothgar. Now.
As you wish, my Thane.
Skyhaven fell away behind them, each step closing the chapter of old stone and opening the one above the clouds. Garrik pressed forward, the gravity of destiny in his gait. Lydia followed without a word, as she always did. The night opened like a wound in the world, vast, cold, and full of watching stars. They'd seen it all, the rise and fall of empires, the clash of gods and mortals, and the long road of one Auremel's burden. Lydia's steadfast presence tethered him to the present. He was not alone, not yet. Garrik looked up at the endless stone steps, each one leading him closer to the heavens. Brilliant immortal clusters and haunting memories of calamity weighed heavy, but it was Lydia, not the constellations, who reminded him what it meant to keep walking forward. She was not forged to last through eras. She was fleeting, fragile, and fiercely present. In her, Garrik saw not the burden of mortality, but the beauty of it, the courage to burn brightly, despite the brevity. And in that, he found something even the stars could not offer.
Wind, guide you.
Arngir, I come for knowledge. There is a shout that broke the sky and brought down Alduin. Teach it to me.
Where did you learn of that? Who have you been talking to?
The Blades. I've been speaking to old stone and even older memories. Both led me here.
The Blades, of course. They specialize in meddling in matters they barely understand. Their reckless arrogance knows no bounds. They have always sought to turn the Dragonborn from the path of wisdom. Have you learned nothing from us? Would you simply be a tool in the hands of the Blades to be used for their own purposes?
Mind your tone, Arngir. You would be wise to not speak of me as some tool. It seems you are as clouded in judgment as the Blades are. But I do not deal in absolutes.
No, of course not. Forgive me, Dragonborn. I have been intemperate with you. But heed my warning. The blades may say they serve the Dragonborn, but they do not. They never have.
Your concerns are heard. Now teach me this shout.
No, I cannot teach it to you, because I do not know it. It is called Dragonrend, but its words of power are unknown to us. We do not regret this loss. Dragonrend holds no place within the way of the voice.
If not you, then who carries this knowledge?
Only Paarthurnax, the master of our order, can answer that question, if he so chooses.
You've not mentioned his name before. Who is he?
He is our leader. He surpasses us all in his mastery of the way of the voice. He lives in seclusion on the very peak of the mountain. He speaks to us only rarely, and never to outsiders. Being allowed to see him is a great privilege.
Show me the way, so that I may speak with him.
Only those whose voice is strong can find the path. We will teach you a shout to open the way to Paarthurnax.
Lead the way.
The greybeards moved in silence, their robes whispering against the stone as they led Garrik and Lydia through the monastery's hallowed halls. Sunlight pierced through narrow windows, casting long, pure beams that danced with the dust of ages. Emerging into the courtyard, the chill of the mountain air embraced them. At the far end stood a grand archway, its path barred by a swirling wall of wind and mist.
The path to Paarthurnax lies through this gate. I will show you how to open the way. Look. I will grant you my understanding of clear skies. This is your final gift from us, Dragonborn. Use it well. Clear skies will blow away the mist, but only for a time. The path to Paarthurnax is perilous, not to be embarked upon lightly. Keep moving, stay focused on your goal, and you will reach the summit.
Garrik approached the veil of wind. He didn't hesitate. The mountain held its breath, and he answered with his own.
No!
The wind parted, revealing a narrow path winding up the mountain's jagged crown. Garrik stepped forward, each footfall a quiet tribute to everything endured, everything earned. Helgen's ashes long covered in this winter's snow. And from that ruin, Garrik rose, not merely a survivor, but a thread now woven into prophecy's loom. He climbed once before to answer the greybeard's call, where silence held wisdom and the wind spoke in riddles. In temples veiled by jungle and time, Delphine's doubts and Esbern's scripture cast new light upon older fears. The wall did not warn, it remembered. Beside him walked, the only constant not carved in stone, Lydia, resilient and unwavering, her presence anchoring him to the now. The summit neared, carved from prophecy and frost. And so Garrik climbed, not to seek answers, but to meet them.
Greetings, Undunik. I am Paarthurnax. Who are you? What brings you to my Strumach, my mountain?
You know who I am, and why I am here.
Yes, Vaza. You speak true, Dovahkiin. Forgive me. It has been long since I held Tinvok with a stranger. I gave in to the temptation to prolong our speech.
For centuries, silence was my only companion. It spoke truths the world refused to. I learned from what the rest tried to forget.
Evenar Balok, there are many hungers it is better to deny than to feed. Drechni Nakib, discipline against the lesser aids in Kachnar, denial of the greater. Tell me, why do you come here, Volan? Why do you intrude on my meditation?
I've seen what's coming. If there's a way to stop it, I need to learn it. Now.
Drem. Patience. There are formalities which must be observed at the first meeting of two of the Dove. By long tradition, the Elder speaks first. Hear my Thum. Feel it in your bones. Match it if you are Dovahkiin. Why do you intrude here if not for Tinvok?
Trusting in Parthenax, Garrik pushed through flurries of snow and approached the gilded stone structure.
The word calls you. Go to it. A gift, Dovahkiin. You'll understand fire as the Dove do. What you can do. Greet me, not as elf, but as Dova. Do not be afraid. Fasnu, let me feel the power of your Thum. Ah, yes, Sosedo Vrostmul. The dragon blood runs strong in you. It is long since I had the pleasure of speech with one of my own kind. So, you have made your way here to me. What would you ask of me?
Teach me, Dragonrend, and I will stand where the world breaks.
Ah, I have expected you, Proda. You would not come all this way for Tinvok with an old Dova. No, you seek your weapon against Alduin.
The Greybeards were reluctant to share what once broke the world. But I did not come for their permission. I came for the truth.
Yes, they are very protective of me. Bahlan Fadon. But I do not know the Thum you seek. Croesus, it cannot be known to me. Your kind, Jor, mortals, created it as a weapon against the Dove, the dragons. Our Hadrime, our minds, cannot even comprehend its concepts.
Then tell me, what must be done?
Drem, all in good time. First, a question for you. Why do you want to learn this Thum?
To end Alduin's ruin.
Yes, Alduin, Zebach, the elder brother, gifted, grasping, and troublesome, as is so often the case with firstborn. But why? Why must you stop Alduin?
The world may have forsaken my kind, but I will not return the favor. My people stood for order, truth, and the strength to walk between light and dark. It is my duty to carry on that legacy until the end.
True, but Kostid, prophecy, tells what may be, not what should be. Kostid Salo Ak. Just because you can do a thing does not always mean you should. Desmot Mahus, even to the dove who ride the currents of time, destiny is elusive. Alduin believes that he will prevail with good reason, Rakmul. And he is no fool, Nime, Rinnik Gutnol, far from it. He began as the wisest and most far-seeing of us all. But you have indulged my weakness for speech long enough, Croesus. Now I will answer your question. Do you know why I live here at the peak of the Monaven, what you name Throat of the World?
No, I do not.
This is the most sacred mountain in Skyrim, Zokravak Struma, the great mountain of the world. Here, the ancient tongues, the first mortal masters of the voice, brought Alduin to battle and defeated him.
With Dragonrend.
Yes and no. Viknuzny Karon. Alduin was not truly defeated either. If he was, you would not be here today seeking to defeat him. The Nords of those days used the Dragonrend shout to cripple Alduin, but this was not enough. Ok Mulag Unslag. It was the Kell, the Elder Scroll. They used it to cast him adrift on the currents of time.
I have never touched one, but I've heard their echoes. Ruins warped by time, minds broken by truth. So, the Nords sent Alduin forward in time.
Not intentionally. Some hoped he would be gone forever, forever lost. Meye. I knew better. Tidbo Amativ. Time flows ever onward. One day, he would surface. Which is why I have lived here. For thousands of mortal years, I have waited. I knew where he would emerge, but not when.
Alduin will return.
If you brought that Kell, that Elder Scroll back here to the Tid Ahran, the Time Wound, with the Elder Scroll that was used to break time, you may be able to cast yourself back to the other end of the break. You could learn Dragonrend from those who created it.
Where is the scroll?
Croesus, no. I know little of what has passed below in the long years I have lived here. You are likely better informed than I. Trust your instincts, Dovahkiin. Your blood will show you the way. Sum Ark Moral.
The mountaintop had given him clarity, but no resolution. As Garrik descended into the snow and shadow, the wind whispered of a scroll lost to myth, and an ancient breath of a war that would echo through eternity.